Hello, Toddbog here with Breaking the Stream, and welcome to a new Let's Play of Conquest of Elysium 4. Today we're going to go ahead and start up the Baron playthrough as requested by our viewer Boris Reimer. This is one that I've been looking forward to doing anyways, and should be a nice change of pace. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. As usual, this will be a beginner-friendly playthrough, so you'll be able to watch if you haven't played before and kind of learn. I'm going to be learning the class as well because I've not played it. I'm definitely into the remainder of classes are ones that I haven't really played much, if at all. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But I'll try and explain as I go. It's just so that anybody who's new can watch along. And if you have any questions or something comes up you're not sure of or you don't understand why I made a decision, feel free to leave a comment and I'll be more than happy to explain. So our usual settings is we do a large map. We'll keep it as random, although I'm trying to think, like, you would think monarchy would be best for them, but I think it is Dark Ages might be the best period for a Baron player. But we'll just keep it random and we'll see what goes there. Everything else here is pretty standard. And then thanks again to whoever gave me this technique. I forgot again. I apologize. But basically, got another player that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. So we do a total of 7 of us. 7 seems to be a pretty happy number for us. We're playing on the count difficulty. We always do random. We're going to do unique so that they're all different classes, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, in terms of gameplay, we're doing the Baron, so we'll go into that. But the ones I haven't done are after the Baron are Necromancer, the Witch, Pale One, and I believe the Troll King and Priest King. Is that the only ones? Oh, and the Markgraf. The Markgraf's going to be rough, but we'll do that as well. So yeah, we've got a few left, but the Baron's pretty cool. So think of them like your classic medieval, serfdoms and things like that. So you get human troops, huge siege engines. You get my favorite archer, which is the longbowmen. Knights are pretty cool as well, but they're a little hard to get. But basically, you go and you take farms and villages, and then they send levies of soldiers. So you get spearmen, you get knights, and things like that from every one of those that you own. So you want farms, you want villages. You can also set up militia. You get a 25% increase to gold and iron, so not as good as the Senator's 50%, but you make up for it with much higher quality soldiers. Conscription yields from settlements and ancient forests. The ancient forests are really cool if you can get those. And you can raise levies, which are mobile defenders in villages and towns. They're not great, but they're great against animals, and that's all you need. So yeah, the Baron's pretty interesting, and hopefully we'll get some of the really cool things here, and we'll see what we get from there. So we'll go ahead and select ourselves as the Baron. Got all that. Create our world, and we'll get started. So, all right. So let's type our name correctly here. I am Toddbog. All right, so this is our Baron. You start with the Baron's Castle, which is one of the most fortified structures here. It's got 3 shields. And you can see we already start with longbowmen. So their reason they're good is they got 6 range instead of 5 for all the other ranged units that are standard. And they do 1 to 4 damage, which is 1 more damage than the bow. And they fire every other turn, which is better than crossbows. You'll see those when they come up. Spearmen are pretty standard. They're the standard choice for your melee troop. 6 hit points, 1 to 4 hit damage, and a shield. Shield basically gives you a block of 0 to 1 damage, and your armor adds to that. So right now he blocks 0 to 1 damage. These are your cavalrymen. They're like your mid-grade knights or your beginning knights. They get a lance charge, which is a once per battle, which is really good damage, and then they just attack with their broadsword. And they're fast, so they'll move 2 times on the map, and you'll see what that means later. And they have a shield and 2 armor, so not bad. This is our High Lord. So he gives leadership and local leadership, which means they give morale bonuses. He's got the lance charge, and he attacks twice with his broadsword. And then, yep, that's our Baron here. So our Baron also has leadership. magic greatsword, 1 to 12 damage. That's pretty cool. And sweeps. So that means he'll attack multiple targets, and each target after the first is -1 to damage. So he's a beefy little boy. That's pretty cool. But that's our army. Oswine, what do you have already? Oh, you've got our knights in your employ already, huh? So just double checking here. So we actually start with 2 farms and a hamlet. So that's actually nice as a result, because you get those special recruits, and you'll see what those do later. So in terms of your special powers, we've got coronation. So if we go to a king's castle, we can claim ourselves king of Elysium. You'll receive free military units as long as you reside in the castle, and you'll receive free units when located in other castles too, but at a reduced amount. So hopefully we do get a king's castle so we can do a coronation. That would be cool. Raising levies, that's basically done on a human settlement, so we could do that. As a matter of fact, we'll probably do that. Swift justice is on a brigand lair only, and basically, if you get to a brigand lair, you can round them up and hang them and get rid of the brigand lair. So just a fun little flavor one, not really super useful, although it is great to eliminate brigand lairs, as they usually end up capturing your stuff. And then raising fort. So this is an interesting one. Raises a small hill fort where the guards can look over the surrounding. Provides excellent protection against the beasts of Elysium, and will fill up with more inhabitants than previously. You cast it on hamlets, and it improves the hamlet. However, I don't think after you get that, you'll get your levy of troops. So that is something to be careful of. But that's what we have. So Oswine, let's go ahead and transfer. Oh, Oswine also has some special powers here, which is basically everything but the coronation. So pretty cool. So Oswine is going to take on that, and we'll take the archers. And I think this is a solid enough force. We'll leave the spearmen to defend. And let's see. Although, if I leave the archers back, I do get to move more. That might be useful. Let's try that for now. Let's go ahead and use our special powers to raise levies. That's not great, but it is better than anything. Okay, I just wanted to see what that did, and then we'll continue exploring. So it looks like we're in a part of the map, a corner of the map. So he's going to come and use his special powers to raise levies. Oh, that's not considered a human settlement, so he'll have to do it here then. Okay. All right, so recruiting tons of units. So this is something that'll take a little bit. So spearmen and swordsmen are your standard units. So, well, a lot of these are standard to a lot of the ones that can recruit humans. So spearmen we saw was your standard. Your swordsman does 1 extra damage and costs 5 extra iron. Your crossbowmen, like I said, they do 1 more damage than your longbow, but they're at 1 less range, and they fire every other round. So not as good compared to my longbowmen. I just like them better in that regard. Heavy infantry are great, except they're slow. So instead of having 3 action points, you only have 2. But they do have a large shield and 2 armor, so they block 2 to 5 damage per attack, roughly. I guess officially 1 to 5 damage, but so they're good, but they cost a lot of iron, and you slow your armies down. So I generally don't like to get them until we either have a huge surplus of iron and start building war machines and going with that. But longbowmen, that's going to be probably key to my defenses for sure. Pikeneers are cool. They do 1 to 5 damage, but they do long, so they can attack from 2 ranks. So usually I don't end up using them as much as halberdiers, which do 1 to 8 damage just straight. Pikeneers, it's very hard to get them to maximum. Zweihanders are 1 to 9 damage. They do have an armor like the halberdiers, but they do cost 5 extra iron. So if we have a surplus of iron, they're worth it for that extra damage. But Tower Guard, though, are fantastic because they are swordsmen with an armor, with 1 extra armor, and they have crossbow. So they're a good mix, but they do cost some iron. And then cavalrymen we saw. War dogs, I've been hearing just by doing some research, not great. Because you only get 4 of them. As you can see, most of them are 5. The longbowmen, you only get 4, so that is a downside to that, but I believe it's worth it. But the war dogs are because you only get 4 of them for the 25 gold, and they only do 1 to 4 damage with 3 life, so they're just going to die quickly. There might be some instances where they might be useful, but for the most part, just not worth it for the gold cost. And then your trebuchet, ballistas, and catapults. So ballistas we've seen in previous games I've played for sure. They're great because they fire every 2 rounds during a siege, and they actually fire during the actual combat. And we'll go into that more when it comes to it. Catapults are your standard one. Just about everybody gets them, but the trebuchet is unique to the Baron. And this one's really good because it's usable every 3 rounds during a siege. So it'll fire 5 times total, but it hits in a burst of 3. So it'll hit 3 different targets for that. So great for that in siege combat. Probably my favorite siege weapon. The ballistas, though, are really good. I do like the ballistas a lot, but yeah, that strike anywhere burst 3 means you're going to do a lot of damage against forces for the cost. So, but all right, so yeah, we kept the longbowmen and the spearmen there. We're good to go there. So let's go ahead and end our turn. All right, so let's go ahead and raise levies. That's a little bit better. I like that. Alright, you guys. Okay, so we got 2 levies, which will rush and kill. This is going to be a lot tougher to take down. But it's definitely worth it if we can. It's a port. Yeah, these Y-handers are huge damage, so yeah, we'll have to wait a little bit before we can do that. But we're going to take that out now. Let's see, we've raised levies where we could. So I guess we'll come back here. Let's see. We'll just transfer them up just for fun, just in case. And we'll go ahead and end turn. As you can see, no, nothing to worry about. Levies, I'll show you. I should show you those. Scout and a captain, huh? Okay, so levies are weaker than even spearmen. They do 1 to 4 damage, 5 hit points. And then you got the slinger, which does 1 to 2 damage with his sling and 4 hit points. So they're weak. They're also immobile, so stationary. So they can't move on the world map. So they're stuck there, but they'll keep a lot of the random animals out. So that's a big plus. So, all right. Just thinking I could probably take advantage of my lordship here since he's quite good. That might be too much for my guys. Ogres have a lot of hit points, and they hit hard, so my armor doesn't do much for us. So, but that iron mine would be very useful later. So let's take a look here. Okay. It is nice having something that can move forward. Now, the reason I left my castle abandoned is I've got good scouting on the area, and I'm going to get longbowmen next round, so I'll be okay. So they're going to kill one of my spearmen, but that's okay. 2 trebuchets for 75 gold. So you also get the special recruits, and so that's something to keep in mind as well. And I wasn't aware of that originally when I started this up, so that's really cool. So, trick for those of you who haven't played much of Conquest of Elysium or who may not be aware, it took me many playthroughs before somebody mentioned it to me, and it's been a lifesaver, is if you want to recruit from a specific citadel, instead of hitting the recruit and trying to find it, especially later on when you have multiple, you just long right click and it'll immediately open up here. So I would love those 2 trebuchets. I don't have the resources to do it, so we're going to get those longbowmen. And now we're well protected against anything that will try and attack. Alright. Over here, we can kill the goats, but we really don't need to. Swamps take 3 move. Mountains take 3 move. So I'm going to go with the forest. Early choice. This has got to have something on it. It's probably just a shroom. No, it's not. Beautiful. Looks like the giant spider that was on there. So this is cool. This will allow me to get some special recruits, and you'll see those when we get to those special recruits. So, and yep, barbarians have taken my coastal Hamlet. Sometimes even a levy won't save you. Deer tribe guys are just standard, but they do get a javelin, which gives them an extra range attack for a single shot, which is cool. They usually come in much larger numbers. And this is just a standard bowman. But this guy casts spiritism spells, so I guess I should have showed that off. But alright, we'll end turn. Captain and a monk. Okay. So looks like they moved away. It's going to use our special powers. So when it snows, it adds an extra action point to make or to move each square. So that's again a weak levy, but that's fine. So we'll hold on to that. All right, so let's take a look at what this monk, Ingvar the Monk's prayer level 1 spells, and is blessed. So blessed troops can get some benefits and such, but I don't know if we do much with that. And then the captain is just your standard lord. So okay. All right, Oswine. We should probably kill these moose. It'll be interesting. I think we've already got an affliction. I lost an eye. Oh, that sucks. So you can take afflictions that are permanent, generally speaking. So I miss with 10% of all my attacks now. If you lose your other eye as well, you miss with all your attacks. But we're going to kill this moose, because otherwise it will come and take our ancient forest, because they always like to do that. So you can see moose do this thing where they knock you around. It's quite annoying. It's called trample. And it looks like they're doing a lot more damage than I thought they would be. So I took some losses I probably shouldn't have. But, oh well. That's what happens when you get overly... oh, I should have dropped levies on them. But the hippocampus won't do anything. Lordship. Let's go ahead and use your special powers. I thought... oh, it's not showing because I'm not moving out. Okay. Okay, so the lake's frozen right now. It will not stay frozen, so if you have units on there, they'll drown. If you watch my Dark Emperor playthrough, you'll see lots of my units I don't control were drowning because, well, the official tag is stupid, and it's an apt tag for sure, so. We got 50 gold. I don't need to recruit right now because we're not doing anything. We're going to save the gold in case we get special recruits that are useful. High Lord. Now that's a useful one. Do I want the High Lord? Would be nice. But I think more longbow might be more useful, but we'll see. Okay, Spearman and an Archer. Should be easy, but we're going to not waste our action points. Our Lordship will come down here and he'll go ahead and summon up a levy for us. So basically we're letting our armor protect us. Raise levies. God. We're letting our armor protect us because... oof. Okay, the Pale One King is here. That could be unfortunate. So he's a big boy. You can see 108 out of 125. Fire resistant, cold resistant. He has a shield for some reason, and he has 2 armor, and he does 1 to 27 damage. When you see that plus 23, it isn't 1 to 4 plus 23. It's added to the end number as a die, so it's 1 to 27 damage instead of 1 to 4 plus 23. So less reliable, which is good because of the way that the damage is done. And these guys are 1 to 5 damage. Now, if they roll max, you then get to roll again, subtract 1 from the total damage, and if you roll max, keep going. So you can explode into larger numbers for sure, but yeah, that's definitely unfortunate. If he attacks us, we're probably dead, but he probably won't. Let's see. Guess we'll have to rush back here and see what we got. Yeah, he moved away. Which is good, because then we can take this tower, and that gold we saved, we can now use to recruit. We don't have any iron yet, so the only thing we can get are either spearmen or longbowmen. Definitely not war dogs. So at this point, I think we need more spearmen. Go ahead and transfer those guys. Debating. Because he can only attack one guy at a time, and our bows will do some damage, but not enough. Okay. I think we got what we needed from this for now. I think we may get together with our knights here. And we may take out this iron mine. That might be the best bet here, so let's do that. Yeah, so we'll just do that just to get scouting. Alright, and we'll go ahead and end turn. He's going to come back and take that, which is fine with me. Alright, so we got 6 knights, 2 spearmen, and 1 exotic troop, and a monk. So the exotic troop is this guy, Unicorn Knight. So you get this for controlling ancient forests. So that's really why I wanted that. So as you can see, it is just a better version of our knights in every way. Because not only do you get your lance charge for 1 to 15 instead of 1 to 12, you get your broadsword, you get your alicorn, which is of course the horn, and then hoof. It also fast heals, so that means that if it gets afflictions, it will heal them. And it has 3 armor and a shield, so poison resistance as well. Very cool. And then we got the knights, as you can see, and then we've got a couple spearmen as well. So the knights came from the Hamlets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 1 of each, and then farms give you the spearmen. So, well, we had a farm here, so. And then we've got ourselves a monk. So we can now recruit the monk. And what the monk will do is he will transfer all those units. And he's going to go crash whatever took our thing. And it's an ambush, unfortunately, but we got some quality troops there, so I don't foresee us having any problems. Alright, we're going to crash into this. And we'll end turn. Alright, so we have bandits. Bandits are just weak, but they all have bows. So luckily we're going to get in range. Their bows don't mean anything, and so it actually helped us in that ambush. And there we go. So I lost 2 more of my cavalrymen. Scout and a High Lord. Oh yeah, so priest gets magic spells, essentially. Prayers, so we can cast resist magic and blessing. So blessing is fun. Only gives it morale, so I don't know if we can power that up or not. I'll have to take a look into that. So not the best of supporting casts, but the resist magic can be useful against certain factions for sure. So not the worst thing to have. Let's see. Yeah, we will. I think we're going to basically. Let's actually transfer the remaining cavalrymen. Oswine will return home. And he'll, actually he'll probably return and, yeah, he'll return and pick these guys up. Meanwhile, Toddbog here has got himself an okay force. He will come down and retake this tower over here. Alright, you, sir. Okay, so we got ourselves a Deer Tribe group hanging out. Not bad. Alright, let's go ahead and hit end turn here. And we're going to throw some more longbow on the old castle here. Let's see, longbowmen there. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so Toddbog's feeling fine there. Okay. And yeah, we can go ahead and explore a little more. Alright. Well, these guys are going to become a problem if we don't kill them, so let's go ahead and crash into them. A troll and 14 goblins. So the troll is the problem here. The 14 goblins are trash. I'll show you that in just a bit here. They're worse than levies. They're 2 hit points, and they do 1 to 2 damage, as you can see, -1. That's it. So this thing, though, regenerates. So it recovers 5% of its hit points. So, what? 2.5, 3, we'll say 3 hit points. And if it dies, it can actually come back. So, and it's got 2 armor, and it hits like a Mack truck here. But do they still make Mack trucks, actually? I don't know. As you can see, he's got 2 afflictions now. Did he? Oh, never healing wounds, so he's got less hit points. But he didn't lose his other eye, so that's important. Okay. So, but if we could take it, that's a coal mine. That's useful too. So, all right, we'll end turn. All right. So our friend has come back. He's probably a little bit stronger. Nope, he's actually weaker. Debates. Should we take out our troll or our pale one, King of the Deep? Can we take them out? He doesn't have trample, right? He's just giant sized. Giant size is neat because you ignore walls. You just because you can walk up to them and you're as tall as the wall. So, but yeah, no. Let's do a scout. Yeah, let's do it. Let's show off the power of the Lord here. All right. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Oswine can jump in there and probably end up dying to the troll, but we'll see what happens. For the kingdom. Yeah, like I thought, pretty easy. So Pebble Mine and the plain, so. And as you can see, we just bit of grinding and we killed them. So, and that's pretty much their, our army is obviously hurt now, but let's go ahead and raise a levy. Nice. Okay. And then we'll grab this for sure. And then we'll probably retreat back here to do some recruiting, which we can actually do ahead of time. So we probably need some more spear. Oh, we got some iron, so I forgot we took the iron mine. So instead of spear, we're going to probably just do halberdiers, right? They're just better. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, so we'll do that. Because, yeah, we've got the 2 iron mines plus the coal mine now. And so with those resources, we're in great shape here. So let's go ahead and put you guys together. And we'll just kind of explore down here, see what we can find. And turn here. So overall, not a bad little start for me, I have to admit. I'm pretty happy with this. Just to make sure, nothing crazy there. Okay. So we're going to head back here, and we're going to pick up these units, and we'll get another set of probably pike once we arrive. All right, cool. So there's more down here. We're not going to risk Oswine's life. We do have longbowmen there. That should be more than enough to defend that. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, I should take a look because he has special powers. He can drain swamps. So he turns swamps into farms. Interesting. I'll have to remember that. I wasn't aware that the priest. I was thinking about it. Oh, he's got a new lord. Not a lord, but well, yeah, it is a lord, I guess technically. But as you can see, much smaller. He's only got 62 hit points and only 2 armor. He still hits like a Mack truck though, but he is more than strong enough to wipe us out if we're not careful. So we're gonna continue our move there. Let's see. We were gonna go for more pikeneers. No, halberdiers. Don't make that mistake. Yeah, halberdiers. Okay. That's good. It's going to take us all our action points anyways. Okay, so this is officially a dead end. So we just take that port, and then we have a very strong corner to defend from any enemy intrusion, which is nice. So, all right, we'll go ahead and end turn. Yeah, this is going to go poorly for my levies, but that was to be expected. Alright, let's go ahead and transfer up those pike. We're in great shape there. And we will wait a turn for them. These guys just need to extricate themselves here. Just making sure we still have control of all of our important bits. We do. So we'll go ahead and turn. Yeah, see, they're amphibious, which could be annoying. There was a particular game I was playing where they used that to great effect, and it's quite frustrating because they kept attacking from the sea, so I didn't know where they were coming from. Let's see. We're getting close that we could probably take this pretty soon, but oh, you're going to see the screen jump in just a sec because I clicked off of the actual game there for just a moment. I mean, we can take these guys. They're not great. So pale ones are pretty beefy, except they have this bad eyesight, so they miss 1/5 of all attacks. So, and then these guys are just your basic ones. So they have 10 hit points. So they're, like I said, beefy. They have a shield, and then they have a spear. So they do 1 to 5 damage with their spear. So they're an improved version of spearmen with those guys. And then, yeah, it looks like that's all they have there. So they get better ones for sure. And then the thing you have to fear the most are the ohms. But otherwise, they're not a very scary race at all. So, so we'll wait here for them to move because there really isn't anything else for us to do. And we'll go ahead and turn here. All right, and that should give us enough gold to do a recruit of longbowmen. And as you can see, long right click got me on the tower where I wanted to be. And now with this force, we're going to obliterate his other army. And this may actually end him because he may not have any other leaders. So you win the game by, or you lose the game. I should go with that. You lose the game if you don't have any leaders or any, what do you call these, citadels. So I have a tower right now, and I have my castle. If I lose both of those, no matter how powerful an army I have in the field, the game's over. And same thing for leaders. If I have all the gold in the world, but no leaders, then the game's over. Okay. So I took a few more casualties than I expected, and they're still around, so that's important to note. But more importantly, I won, so I can retake these for us. So let's see. And since I don't need to come back to my castle to recruit, because there's no special recruits that I can't get anywhere else, which is nice, I can just move these guys forward. I just have to come back occasionally. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and break Oswine out in preparation. He's going to come back so we can pick up these troops, but we'll also see if we can raise levies for these guys as well. Protect from any seaborne threats. So we're going to come here. That goat's eventually going to take that mine, but if it were a deer, it would have taken the mine like 6 times, because deer love the mines. 2 trebuchets. Nope, he ran away again. Good. Alright, so here, raise levies. Couple slingers. Alright. And then here, 8 units here. Watchtower. Watchtowers don't allow you to recruit unless you're a senator. Just go here. So, let's see. I think we'll wait right here so we can get another recruit. And we'll go ahead and end turn. And we're going to call the video pretty soon. We saw some sort of movement. 7 knights, 4 spearmen, and 1 exotic troop again. So very cool. So 9 units here. This time they have an ancient hurler, which is their siege weapon. He throws boulders every 2 rounds, otherwise 1 to 13 damage. That's pretty good. And he's got a lot of hit points, but you get him in melee, he can't throw boulders anymore, and he just hits you. So these are the improved versions because they have an extra armor. They lose the throw rock ability, but that really isn't that powerful. So these guys are fairly powerful compared to our army that's left. This is their leader, though. As you can see, not nearly as powerful. So, so let's do that recruit here. What do we need? You've got yourself a fantastic force. Got good iron now. Let's do some tower guard. Yeah. So you can see those. they're just cool looking. I don't know. I like the sprite for some reason. It just really speaks to me. So we'll do this. And let's put our armies together just to be safe. We'll do this. Raise levies. Man, I don't know. When I used to see their levies, it always seemed far more numerous than the 2 and 3 I'm getting, but maybe that's just because I'm just doing Hamlets or whatever. But hey, free armies are free armies. This is such a fun force there. Okay. Alright, so we're going to do end turn because we may actually eliminate a player here. It does appear that's going to be the case. So we've got 3 action points, so you always want to use them to maximum effect. So do that for scouting, and crash. And then over here we did our levies, so we're going to come here. Going to transfer out those guys. Grab the spear and the longbowmen again because I feel pretty protected now. And we'll come out this way. As a matter of fact, I have the gold, so let's go ahead and get some longbowmen back on there just to be safe. And then we'll go ahead and end turn. So at this point, my knights are just going to obliterate this front line. They do hit hard enough that they'll be able to bypass the armor sometimes. But these aren't the biggest guys. They usually have guys with halberds that do a lot more damage. So yeah, it's the rock thrower we have to worry about. He hit my Pegasus Knight for a lot. Please don't kill my Pegasus Knight. Thank you. His regeneration. Ah, he's got another leader. I thought that would eliminate him. 10 swordsmen for 70 gold. That would be nice. That's a nice 30 gold discount. Alright, what do you got here? Ancient Commander. No other crazy troops there, huh? What do you got? A Battle Fright? Not a really huge deal for you. Yeah, I mean, this force here is pretty powerful, so... Alright, we did a little extra scouting, and then we're going to crash. Now, we're going to actually be down on our action points, but that's okay here. This video is going a little longer than I would want, but it is the first video, so... and this might be an elimination, so I don't want to save that for later if I have a chance of showing that off in the first video. So let's see. So again, we're just going to crash along the lines. The flanks are a little concerning, but we'll see what happens there. I think our longbows will make up for it. Yeah, so we controlled our flanks pretty well, and the terrain actually hurt them here, being on the mountain. How many leaders did he pump out? My lord. Alright, 10 crossbowmen for 70 gold. If I had that, that would be pretty useful. What else did we get? Oh, I can hit M for messages. Captain. Okay. At this point, we can't chase him down. 13 units. This guy's got a magic item. Gem of Trucing. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, yeah, let's... It's the one more turn mechanic, but done the opposite I would expect. Let's see if we can chase him down. Okay, he's going to come back on there and hurt himself. Now that one's a spellcaster, so we'll take a look at it. Oh, and he's got a penumbral. That's nasty. It's got a life drain. It's in close combat, so it heals itself as it hits, but it's ethereal, so you miss 75% of the time. So 3 out of every 4 are a miss unless you have magic attacks. And then he has Geomancy level 2 spells, so we'll see what that means. He also has a Cavern Wight. These guys are rough. 2 armor, 22 hit points, and they hit for 1 to 11 damage. So that's going to be, yeah, that's several of them actually. So we'll still crush them because of our longbows for sure. So we'll do that. Okay, definitely want to pick up the scout, and we should probably pick up some longbows here as well. So we'll transfer. So the scout allows you to see hidden enemies, like that penumbral possibly. If you check it, penumbral, oh, it's not a hidden unit, so interesting. Okay, So we'll do that. And this should be the end of Pebble-Minded. They killed my Unicorn Knight, unfortunately. So, oh yeah, Geomancy. He's got Summon Earth Elementals, so those are pretty rough. Soldiers of Steel, so it gives +2 to armor, so they become a lot harder to kill. Earth Grip, which causes you to basically stop. You get stuck, paralyzed, as you can see here. Not really an issue. Stunned. Oh, it stuns. That's even better, actually. So, or maybe it was from the Earth Elemental. There we go. All right, we finally eliminated him. We got our Gem of True Seeing. Probably cost us more than we should have. We should have probably waited for these forces, but I wanted to show it off. So we'll go ahead and call the video here. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It means a lot. I'm excited to get this Baron playthrough going, as it's going to be a little more straightforward. We're not saving up all our gold to do something crazy, so this will be something where we can go out and start knocking out our opponents right away, as you can see. And you can see already we're quite powerful because of the free recruits we got. These knights, I didn't pay for a single one of them. As a matter of fact, other than the longbowmen, and the scout, I didn't pay for anything here. So that's quite powerful. And even though we took losses, we only took a few losses that we actually paid for as well. Mainly our halberdiers. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. So with that, I will bid you guys farewell.